Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are at MH Blackwell 5 o'clock political talk show where we talk about all of the non-boxing things that we want to discuss over there on Fanon International Boxing. I just put this up, so it's going to take a little bit of time for some people to get in here. Because I did not put up the live stream a little bit earlier. So let me wait for you guys to show up. All right, I see we got 5 people, so now I can act like y'all were waiting for me. All right, so whole bunch of stuff got sent to me today about this immigration issue. So now it appears that they're taking over Chicago. Earlier today on the show that I had, when people said that Venezuelan migrants were taking over in a Chicago apartment complex, I have to tell you, I laughed. I did not believe it. I still don't believe it. And my reason for not believing it. Is that shit is ridiculous. What's up, G-Man King? Here you go, G-Man. It's just me and you, man. It's just me and you. Do you can click the link? You are Enrique. You mean you? Look, man, you are all bad things with the channel, dog. I blame you for all of that. They're going to have a problem in Chicago. Yeah, as in they ain't, man, look, dude. What's going to happen is anytime there is like 5 people there, it's like there's 5,000. What's going on, Egomaniac Kid? We gonna wait for some people to get into the chat to chop it up, though. What up, phenomenal show? I'm on the grind. You supporting the grind. Thank you very much. Don't mess with Texas. What up? Don't mess with Texas. What's up? Sorry about that. I put the wrong name in. Oh, that's okay. That's all right, man. I'm not tripping, man. I don't even know what to call myself now. So many options. HB, the voice of reason. What's going on, man? I need for you guys to come in and tell me what y'all think about this migrant situation. I need to lean upon your understanding today. Yeah, I think he's Enrique, bro. Come on, King. Why don't you come up here and have an honest debate, an honest conversation about race? I won't yell at you. I won't even yell at you, King. I promise, man. See, this is the time for you to say everything that you really think. What up, Blade? Been in the building. What up, man? What's up? Skills from New Orleans, man. What's happening? MH, yes, sir. What's going on with you, sir? This ain't gonna, what the evening little get-togethers ain't gonna be too long. It ain't gonna be too long. I want to continue that conversation we had for earlier, though, man. That was fun for me. I was so amped up after that. I really was. It was so fun to explain to a young dude what racism was. And have a guy say, oh, wow. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that conversation was heat rock. Yeah, man, I enjoyed that, man. I got to tell you, I really did. Blade, what up, man? Let's get it strong. What up, man? Yeah, man. I have really wanted to talk about that for a long time because that is something I've actually worked on. And of all the people that I've studied and all of the thought that I put into the subject was so far off from what the political parties give you. Honestly, man, I just think that whole thing's it's not a complete scam, but politics is so fixed. It's fixed and it's so set. If you're not in power, it's like it's set up for a scenario where the rich get richer. Yeah, like politics and capitalism is really in place to make sure that the rich get richer. It's like the purpose of it is the poor stay poor and the rich stay rich. The status quo continues. You think the politics is a scam? I mean, no. Is base animalism. It is the domestication. It is responsible for the domestication of the human being. To behave, do what you're told, say what you're supposed to say, think what you're supposed to think, get in line for the good of all. You know, like a Devin Haney fan. Like, you can tell a good citizen anything about the country and they're going to support it because they are a diehard patriot. Diehard patriot, even though they shouldn't, even though they really can't be patriotic because they don't own any land, don't really own anything, but they dang sure are proud. Got a lot of pride. He had to access his own level of racism in order to be honest with himself. Yeah. King, how can I help you, King?
Hey, good afternoon, man.
Good evening. I'm actually it's evening now.
What happened to your voice? Seems like it's going out a little bit.
What do you mean? What's going on with my voice?
I mean, it's just cracking here and there, but
I doubt. No
worries, but what?
I doubt very much my voice is cracking. You just be saying any old shit come to your brain, huh?
Okay, bro. What I wanted to ask you.
Hey, man, I think you just stubbed your toe. For real, get that booger out your nose, man. It sounds like you got a booger in your nose.
But real quick.
I mean, if you're just gonna say any old stupid shit come to your mind, I might as well say any old stupid shit come to mine, huh?
No, I heard a crack in your voice. I don't know if your throat was.
Man, something's wrong with your cheap ass internet. Anyway.
Okay.
So what were you saying, man? We got time today. I got time today, man. Let's have a.
I wanted to ask you about the news about this topic and get your opinion on it today.
On what?
So, there's a 14-year-old in Georgia who just shot up a school again, and 4 people died. Not again, as in he did it again, but school shooting again. So, what's your thoughts on this whole school shooting thing? And if you were a politician, what would you do about these incidents? And 14-year-olds shooting up schools. That's what I would want to ask you. Get your take on it.
Who was the 14-year-old, and why did he shoot up the school?
I mean, he's a suspect right now, but I mean, we don't know the motivation and all that.
Why did he shoot it up? He didn't tell you. They didn't say anything about why they say. I can't tell you anything about it.
It happened this morning. It happened this morning in Georgia.
Yeah, man. People have been killing people in schools my whole life. It's Monday. Somebody got shot at a school. It's America, man. We kill things. That's what I think.
Why so many school shootings, though? Why is there so much gun violence?
Because there's so many shootings. The question is not. Well, let's walk down and be logical people, okay? And let's look at why there are so many shootings. Number one, why are there so many shootings? Not just why is there so many shootings at schools? Why is there so many shootings at gas stations? Why are there so many shootings? Clearly, there's a lot of shootings because there's a lot of guns.
Guns, right?
Mm-hmm. And people build guns because what? They want to hurt people. That's why they were invented, to hurt people. So the reason that there is a lot of shootings is there's a lot of people that want to hurt people. And they think in their mind that is a really viable way to go about solving their problems is hurting people.
So why would a 14-year-old...
Why would a 14-year-old want to shoot you? There was a 10-year-old that killed an 81-year-old.
I saw that video.
Yeah, the day before. People kill people because we are wild fucking animals. And if you scratch an animal the wrong fucking way, it'll kill you. That's my basic belief about why we kill people so much. Because we are killers.
So what you're saying, let's say you were the mayor or governor, how would you go about fixing gun violence and shootings, especially in schools?
I would just say whatever I felt like saying in order to get reelected and get the things that I really think I can fix done and not act like I'm going to change human nature. People are going to murder people. That's what we do often. And when you have people all living in little brick tunnels, like little brick caves, all stacked up on each other, you got kids all in a school, all piled on each other. walking in between classrooms and saying things like, ah, ha, ha, your mama's this, your mother's that, you're a nerd, you're this, and all the pressure and things that go along with being a youth and growing up and your hormones changing and the rampant availability of drugs, along with seeing video violence on a regular basis on television, on video games and music. Why would you not shoot somebody? Every fucking thing in the society is telling you to shoot somebody. When you say, okay, who are my heroes going to be? How many people, when you have pictures up of Al Capone and or The Godfather, and watch, look, we go see Deadpool and the Wolverine and Superman is supposed to be so great. He's beating people up all the damn time. Western society is amazingly fucking violent. The number one reason why Europe runs the world is not intelligence, ingenuity, or anything else. It is pure, unadulterated, no punches held violence. That's why they shoot up schools. Because they shoot up everything else. Why not shoot up a school?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Israel bombed schools,
yeah,
hospitals, milk factories. You think the kids that grow up seeing all that in the news and it's just normal? It's just normal. Oh, hey, how many people have died in God, we're going to war again. I've been at war my entire life. 55 years United States has been fighting or at war somewhere. The world is violent.
Yeah.
That's why these kids are shooting.
So
now, the interesting idea is, I'll let you ask a question, but let me just pontificate for a second. The issue is, why are you surprised they are shooting up schools? That's the bigger question. Why are you surprised that the most violent people on the planet, listen, why are you surprised that the most violent people on the planet are shooting things up? Why are you surprised? I can tell you that it's going to happen tomorrow. Because it's going to happen tomorrow. And it's going to happen the day after tomorrow. And we're going to be sitting here 15 years from now, and it's going to happen after the 1 year and 15 years and 5 days from now is going to happen. Because that's what we do. We kill people. We kill things. We hardcore. We're America. What's up? That's my answer. Yeah. What's your mind? What's your mindset? I mean, what say you?
The way you answered that, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Everything you're surrounded by invokes or is about violence. Like the games, like you said, even the rappers and the music and everything, right? So do you think part of that, the parents are to blame or no? Especially a kid being under 15 years old.
Human nature.
Put a blame on the parents.
No. Unless I put the blame on them if they're the reason he has the gun. But I am not going to put the blame on them for him having the motivation to kill someone. That's natural. That's human beings. That's what we do. We are great apes. We've had this conversation before. We're great apes. Yeah. Chimpanzees will kill anything and everything around them if you press them the wrong way. Human beings will blow up whole countries if you press them the wrong way. You press any person the wrong way, they'll kill everybody in the room. Yeah. We're animals. We're animals.
That makes sense.
So we have society. I like this conversation, son. Listen for a second. So how do we remedy that? How do we remedy our own animal nature? We remedy it by having rules and laws and communities that support those laws and all agree to behave in a certain fashion. But it's the necessity of those laws, the necessity of those agreements in and of itself that prove the animal nature of humans. Because if we were not so violent, selfish, greedy, dangerous, we wouldn't need the laws.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that answers it right there. If we were not violent, why would we have laws? Why would we have the police?
Because we're trying to, because that civilization is the domestication of the wild human. And it is not something that people really even want to do. There's an interesting book you should read. It's about civilization, but it basically is looking at the testimony of indigenous people to the United States and to islands when Western culture came in the way that we live, came into contact with civilizations that lived like that. You know, the hunter gatherers. They literally would try to escape. Anytime they took two young kids, for example. And it was a boy raised from like the age of 13, but that he had been in nature, been living like that, killing birds, you know, walking around, eating with darts and all that. Soon as he was old enough to run away, he ran away and never came back. And their logic was, why would I want to raise birdies when I can go shoot that birdie in the tree? Yeah. It was landowners that wanted to control the means of agriculture, that wanted to dominate the land. And then they tied the people to the land, and the people became literally tied to the land, like in serfdom. So therefore, you wind up becoming the property of the landowner and having to abide by the rules that they set. That's the domestication of the animals on their land, which are human, no more different than the other animals that they had. That's why that's where your monarchies come from.
Man, your knowledge is very deep for a 55-year-old. But yeah, I appreciate the conversation, man.
Yeah, man, anytime.
For sure, man. I may come back for another topic, but we'll see.
Yeah, man, right, keep trying to test me, man. I'm not fake. I'm not fake, homie. I'm not fake.
Like I said, your knowledge is deep, man. So good for you, though.
That was my opinion, but thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but you talked about the hunter-gatherers and all that, and yeah. All right, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Peace. Yeah, there you go. Anybody else? Why you say what the fuck, King? Why? What the hell you talking we? Who's we? Oh, well, because King said we. King's part of the we. But this is the wilderness of North America. It's working just as intended. Yeah, exactly, man. This shit, people, why? Dude, people will kill you. Yo, mama, properly gassed up. Well, he's sitting in them bushes waiting to light that ass up. Be careful. Do you know how many women abort babies? They abort babies. You think they got a problem getting rid of you? This country was built on violence. That's literally all we know. Exactly. It's the leading currency. Violence is the #1 currency in the world because it can end life, which honestly should tell you that it's really not that serious. Exactly. Hood eating mask up for that fast buck. Be waiting in the bushes. So light that ass up. That's why. You guys are acting, dude. Look, man, I'm telling you, the human beings are extremely violent. European human beings, in particular, are extraordinarily violent. Oh, they are violent. Violent people. They are so violent that they en masse can justify their violence like nobody's business. It amazes me the cognitive dissonance that Europeans have. Like, you ever think for a second, like, you ever, like, this argument, man, that like civilization came about because of Western civilization and all the advances and all of this. Almost every one of those advances are tied to the domination of other people. Almost every one of them is tied to the material benefit of the wealthy and the physical control, mental, spiritual, social control of everybody else. Almost every single solitary one of the inventions, from the highways to the cars to planes to medicines, they spend more time trying to figure out how to kill people by playing with viruses than they do actually trying to cure diseases. right? They want to cure. They want the symptom. They want to stop the symptoms. They want to stop the symptoms. They don't want the cure. They just want to stop the symptoms. And they want to keep you alive longer and longer and longer so they can make more and more money off your ass the older you get. It is so perverse, man. If you really actually look at what's going on, man, that it makes the most wild animals seem civilized. Britain colonized half the world because of unadulterated violence, and that's the only language they know. Yeah, man, because violence, man, is violence and biting off people. They can copy people's shit extremely well. Extremely good, very, very good copies. So you just take, it's like a YouTube channel biting off people. There's a YouTube channel who shall remain nameless, man. I used to tell people that this person's only talent was they were the greatest theft. They're the greatest thief on all of YouTube. Because whatever somebody did something that was good, they would take it and copy it and put it in their stuff. Oh my, and whenever so say there were like 5 people that made advances, really did something unique. This person would take something from that person, would take that person's stuff, put it all in theirs, and then you literally have content creators looking at it like, did this dude just steal my shit like that? Oh, no, he stole my shit like that. What did he steal of mine? What did he steal of yours? Oh, he stole that of mine. Oh, no, he stole that. Oh, that's why he does that? Where did he get that? Oh, he didn't get that from me. He got that from him. Like, dude, just steal everything. And then claim you're an innovator. Man. I was having a conversation with somebody, man, where I was like, okay, this black, I couldn't even believe it, man. It was really a black academic that said this to me when they were talking about like black identity politics. Because, you know, me, I'm trying to get smarter about politics because I haven't been paying attention for a long time because I really think Biden don't give you credit for you like you. Oh, hell yeah. Biden don't give you no fucking credit. So like, dude, there's a pyramid. In order to make the pyramids, dude, you have to know the Pythagorean theorem. But watch this. What if somebody that invented the car, who invented the car? Just put a name in the chat. Whoever invented the car, Fred. If Fred did not have wheels, what do you think Fred would have spent all his damn time trying to figure out? How to make a wheel. How are you going to have a car if you don't have a wheel? How are you going to make a car if you don't have a combustion engine? How are you going to have a combustion engine if you don't know anything about fire? How are you going to do any of this if you don't have anything related to agriculture? How are you going to have a written language if you don't have a spoken one? So wouldn't it seem like the person that would be the most innovative, that it's not any more innovative to create a car than it is to create a wheel? Or to create a bomb than it is to invent a boat? Their society is built off of what everybody else did. Then you try to make people all forget about it, put your name on that shit, act like you did it, make the old people die off and the young people forget. And all of a sudden you got everybody worshiping your raggedy ass, thinking you're the reason the civilization is where it is, even though we know full well how good can civilization be if human beings are killing 1 million babies a year their damn selves just out of free choice. Like, hey, yeah, we're doing really great. What a great civilization. Hey, man, let's kill a couple million babies. Let's kill a couple million babies a year. Let's lock up a couple million. Let's lock up a couple million people and stick them in boxes. Let's exterminate a couple thousand species of animals. Nah, bro. Nah, that's conservative, sir. I'm talking about conservative, G-Man. G-Man, you don't even know what a liberal is, son. G-Man King, you don't even know what a liberal is. Do you? I don't even think you really know what one is. You're just going off that label. Anyway, it's just real interesting, man. So the idea that with all of that going on, that you think some Venezuelan gang members are going to be running through these people. Man, I ain't trying to hear it, bro. Ford didn't create the car. Nah, I mean, who knows who created the car, man? Who knows? Seriously, truly, as much as these people lie about damn near everything, who knows? You could have had entire civilizations collapse. Entire civilizations could have collapsed. I don't know who it was. Hey, G-Man King, I'm going to let you slide today, okay? I'm going to let you slide, Junior. I'm going to let you slide. Women want to have abortions, genius. Not liberals. Women. Ain't no man out there marching up and down the street hoping for, we need abortion. No. They may want a woman to have one, but they ain't protesting out there for women's rights, reproductive rights, man. Get out of here. That's women that want that. That is related to women. How can you get a wrench? I already told you how to get a wrench, dog. You got to work for the wrench, G-Man King. You got to work for the wrench, man. Didn't nobody support the channel today, dog. To get it. What can I say, dog? You got to do something. You got to figure it out, man. It's tough. It's hard. I can't promise nothing. That's tough. For my dude, Ford, my dude, for his book. Who's that? XL, so what do you think of the other side of the argument? Some people are not responsible enough to be parents and don't have the heart to let an innocent child grow up in the system. I think that is for that child, that is that child's problems to deal with. XL, I don't think, well, first of all, let me be very clear. When I brought up the subject of abortion, if civilization is so great, then why are so many women not wanting to bring their babies into it? That's why I brought the subject up. But if we're going to be on the subject, again, I am not a woman, so women's issues are women's issues. Hey, what do you want me to say? But if you ask me my opinion, everybody's going to have a problem. Everybody's going to have challenges. If you're rich, if you're poor, if you're no matter what. If you don't bring somebody on the planet because you don't believe they have ability to overcome their problems, how are you going to tell me that a person you ain't never met doesn't have the ability to overcome the challenges and tribulations that they have? How many people brag about that being the purpose of life? How many people talk their stories about how they went to the NBA and their mother was a single mother and how, their parents were poor and the challenge that they had? Not everybody is born. It's like, you're not going to have a baby if the baby has problems? You got problems. You don't think you should have been born even though you had all the problems you had? Who knows what your child can do? And on top of it, to me, it's not your life. It's your body, but it's not your life. And that's the problem the argument that I have with women about abortion is that I say, look, if you think it's okay that that's something you believe in, I can't argue with that because I can't have a baby. But man, don't tell me that ain't no human being. Don't tell me that from the minute that you get that little strip that says pregnant, that you don't know that's a human being, and you want to get stuck in some type of technical argument about whether or not it is a viable fetus. That's a baby in your stomach, and everybody knows it, including you. So call it what it is, a baby, because that's what it is, a baby. And then say that you want to abort that baby. Because you're aborting my baby. That's what you're doing. You hold my baby in your body. You don't want that baby in your body. So you take that baby out of your body and it dies. What is that? That is abortion. That's what it is. But when you act like that's not what it is and talk to people who know that's not what it is and try to convince them it is what it is because you don't want to deal with the fact of what you're actually doing, what's the difference between that and coddling a child that is a boy and telling that boy he's a girl? Because it's just easier for you to deal with it. Like, hold on, my son is confused. He thinks he likes boys. He thinks he likes dresses. Oh, I know what the problem is. The problem isn't that my son thinks something that is not real. What the problem is that society got it wrong. So let me change it into something that it isn't. Let me magically change my son into a girl. Presto change-o. Because I don't want to have to deal with the problem that causes for me internally. So what's the difference between that? You have an abortion, you know you're pregnant, you know if you don't do something, what's going to happen? You're going to have a little Johnny Jr. walking around. You're not in confusion about what that is 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, 8 weeks in. You know what it is. And any doctor telling you that that's not a viable, we don't really know if that's a real human being or not. Your fucking your amazing ability to make what is right in front of your face looks palatable to you by presto changing it into not a human being. Isn't that what they do with, isn't that what we did with slavery? Where you could mistreat a human being like that, but the way you could get around it is saying, oh, it's not human. Black people aren't really human. They're subhuman. They have higher pain tolerances. They really like working all damn day and you taking their kids and you having sex with their wives and their daughters and whipping them in their back for not doing what you tell them to do. They really do kind of like that. So it's not like we're mistreating them. That's God's plan. We're really doing God's work with this. That's when they talk about the cognitive dissonance, where you're holding two opposing thoughts in your head at the same time. That shit'll drive you nuts. You literally got a Johnson, but yet you think you're a female. You got a baby in you, but yet you're not quite sure if it's real or not. So hold on. I'm pregnant. Oh, well, let's get rid of it before it turns into a human. That's where I don't have any patience for the conversation. But if you just want to say, hey, man, look, Martin, it ain't your fucking business what I do with my body. I have a baby in my body. I don't want to have this baby. I'm not having this baby. Fuck you and everybody that looks like you. I'm going to the hospital. I'm getting this out of here. The most I can do is be like, well, hey, I don't have a vote. But you're not going to sit here and tell me, really, it's not getting rid of a baby. It's really not. It's really not a baby. It's really not a baby. And I guess that corpse isn't really dead. You know what I mean? It's really just, its life just slowed down a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all are wild, bro. Like, seriously. Like I like all of those things are people looking at something for what it is and refusing to see it for what it is. I am not giving women too much power. What are you talking about? It's not like that. You giving women too much power. I'm not giving women any power. Women have power. Why won't he shame women if they have useless women thinking like this? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, I take care of my kids. There are no gangs run Chicago. I'm throwing you out, bro. I don't think I like to talk to you, man. You gotta kind of zip it. I don't think you're gonna be somebody that I like to have conversations with. What really makes no sense is if a woman don't want to keep their baby, the doctor can keep the baby and pretty treat the baby, whatever you want it to be. That's, oh yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about all that shit they try to do with all of that now. They can keep it and turn it into anything. Oh man, who knows, man? But dude, for real, you got people that are just, humans are savages. I mean, they should do the myth of civilization. How would y'all like it if the government told y'all what to do with your bodies? They do tell us what to do with our bodies. They said you got to get vaccinated. T. Orlando, they did tell us what to do with our bodies. I'm more of a states' rights guy. That's what I believe with abortions. Let the state decide. That's what I think the answer to all problems are. Take the power away from the federal government and give it to the states. I think that's always the solution to any problem. Take the power from the international oligarchs and give it to the regional ones. Give it to the regional oligarchs. Yeah, exactly. They do tell you you got to get vaccinated and all that stuff to get into school. Women definitely have powers, fellas. There are certain women that knows what are truly going on in the election at this time. But man, dude, look, man. Do y'all know what power is? Can you end self-sufficient? I don't know what that means. Ari, you say, can you NE self-sufficient? I don't know what that is. I don't know what you mean by that. Can you be self-sufficient? No. There's no such thing as self-sufficiency. No. You cannot be self-sufficient. You can be effective. You can be resourceful. You cannot be self-sufficient. No. Everybody needs somebody else. Everybody. You can't grow your own food and work, and definitely not in this society. You can't be. There's always an interconnected relationship between human beings. We're all one family. We really are one family. Every human being on this earth is related to every other human being on this earth. That's why most of that genealogy shit, like the stuff you buy about where most of that shit's bullshit. And all of it's bullshit at a certain level. Well, no, dude, it's just power. Power is you able to create something that you want. Your power is to move something in whatever fashion that you move it, to affect something. To affect something. Not even just to get what you want, but just to affect it is a power. Yeah, I'm down with that, T. Orlando. I'm down with staying with other people's business, but look, I respect women, man. I'm not, look, you can't tell me nothing and a woman can tell me what it is to be a man. You can't do it. I would be very, very offended if my wife was trying to tell my son what it is to be a man. She would have no idea. She had no idea what it is to be a man because she's never been one, not a day in her life, and she doesn't want to be. So I have to tell my son what it is to be that, and he can learn it himself. You think biology is BS? You're not talking to me, he who greets the fire. No, you would not know. Yeah, I have some idea of what it's like to be a woman. She's never had an erection, and I've never had a cycle. Don't know what that is. She couldn't relate. You can't. It's an experience she doesn't have. You can't have it. Like, she doesn't understand this beard. Like, she don't understand this beard. Like it's like, my mother would be like, why don't you shave? Why don't you shave? Like, mama, it hurts to shave my face. Like, I need this hair on my face. This hair is part of my face. It's supposed to be there. But you know, you could be neater. But it's so uncomfortable to cut this off my face. Thank God for YouTube and black people that taught me about oil beard. Right. My mama told me that. Yeah, they don't understand because they don't know what it is they don't know what it's like to have all this shit right here. You know? I don't have no heavy boob hanging off my chest. No idea. Exactly. You don't know what that's like, or heat flashes or any of that. Oh, Magic Shave is worse. Magic Shave? Oh my God. Magic Shave. How about a beard? I'll just do a beard, man. I'll just do a beard, man. That hurts too much, man. That hurts. That shaving stuff. But my son's hair is straighter, so he can shave. If you've got, my hair is just so, I got kinky hair. So my kinky hair, it always makes it so unpleasant. Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? You just try to be a resource for them. Hey, man, somebody click this link, man. I want to debate somebody, y'all, because I know y'all think I'm really ignorant. I'm about to get somebody, dog. Ooh, I'm about to get somebody. Ooh, somebody gonna get caught off guard, dog. I'm telling you right now. Give me about a year. Somebody gonna get caught off guard like a champ. Anyway. So yeah, as far as abortion, man, I mean, look, I think the responsibility of men, as far as abortions are, is to do everything you possibly can do. This is the only thing that we really can do, which is do everything we possibly can do to make them want to keep it. That's the only thing you really can do. It's the only thing you really can do. Just like a woman can't keep a man from cheating. The best thing you can do is to make a man not want to cheat. That's it. It's the only thing you can do. I tell my sister that. Like, what do you do to keep a man not to not cheat? You got to make him, you just have to find one that doesn't want to. Because if he wants to, his shit's going to pop off. It's going to happen if he wants to. But you got to make him not want to. That's the only thing you can do about that. And I do believe that the responsibility that a lot of people, when they talk about the abortions in the black community, they don't talk about the male responsibility of that. Like, it's no doubt in my mind, man, that my wife had 2 kids for me, that she had those 2 kids for me. Like, she had children for me. Like, she wanted to have children herself, but she definitely knew in her mind she was giving me children. Because I can't have children without her. We can't have children. We got to find a woman to give us one, unless, of course, you want to be liberal, and then you start, the liberals, and you 2 dudes can go grab up a girl, get a surrogate or something. Fanon, been waiting for some smoke. No, I'm not really. Because honestly, man, I've really paid attention to and really contemplated Neely Fuller Jr., man. I'm past a lot of this conversation. I really do feel that. Because I am thoroughly convinced that any black person running around talking to me about how we're going to get white people to change, dog, you guys sound like those crazy ass women that keep chimpanzees in their houses. Keep tigers in their back lawn. Like, you're going to love this chimpanzee. It's so nice. It just loves me. That wild ass dude is going to fuck you, going to fuck somebody up eventually. It's in their nature. That's what they are. You're not going to convince people who profit off your mistreatment, actively profit off of it, and the whole society profits off of it, for them to change. It's not going to happen. The only thing you're going to be able to do is compensate for it and hope it falls apart, which eventually it will do, because Father Time is undefeated and every civilization has fell. But every civilization that rises is going to rise with the same features, because we're humans. And much of the things that we do are not created by us. They're things that are natural. He said that will, yeah, exactly. It'll never happen. It will never happen. You just got to wait for a cataclysm or something just to change over time, but you're never going to go anywhere. The greatest mystery, though, this is the key, though, for me, is I really want to know if they know they're lying to us about death. I think that's the number one, that has the potential to be the number one lie told to human beings. Death. And the representation of death to people. Because if death does not exist in the fashion that people say it does, wealthy people are in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Like, that's the one thing that I really wonder about now that I'm just thinking out loud. You know, does anybody know who Cham? That's the second lie for now. What's that, Creole? When is the last time I picked a natural fruit? Oh, 7 years ago, something like that. About 7 years ago. I went to a blueberry farm and picked blueberries. So like 7 years ago. About 7 years ago. But now I think that is probably, if that is a lie, everything falls apart if that's not true. Everything, Paul, if you do not actually die and your body is truly a manifestation of your spirit, and it's just kind of like sheds its body every quote unquote lifetime, but the consciousness itself is what creates the body and not the other way around. That literally shocks everything in the system. And it's pointing to that way. Yeah, you only live once. But if you only live once, but you are only life. That's my thought on it. And of course you can't be scientific with this because you can't observe it. It's not observable. But I have a suspicion, most logically. How does that work? There are 8 billion here now. What do you mean? How does what work? That there are 800 billion? Because it's just one consciousness. Doesn't matter how many times you split that shit up. Because there's only one consciousness, T. Orlando. If consciousness is like air, it's like an element, then everybody is partaking in the same element. Our consciousness is the same. So it wouldn't matter how many manifestations of the same consciousness as they are, whether it was 5 or 5 trillion. It's still all part of one thing. You can cut this piece of paper up into 50 million pieces. It's still the same amount of paper. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm just telling you. Do I believe in reincarnation? I don't know what you mean by reincarnation. What I have is, my suspicion is this. My suspicion is that you will always be conscious. My suspicion is your consciousness and my consciousness are the same. And that my individual personality and my individual personality may be fleeting, but the actual consciousness itself, the awareness, the intelligence itself is always existent. And there is no existence without it. Because if without it, you can't observe anything. I mean, it just doesn't, like, where were you before you were born? You don't know, but you damn sure showed up, didn't you? So if I don't think people's personalities, their intellect and all that stuff is created in their body. Have I ever encountered spirits? Now I've had more like, not anything that I would say is like a corporal thing, but I have thoughts that I do not believe are my thoughts. But I think that, yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's a kind of a complicated answer. Honestly, phenomenal show. For me to give you what I think about it. because I've never really voiced it, but yeah, I would say yeah. Thoughts, yeah, I would say yeah. In kind of a like a not in a movie type of way, but yeah, absolutely. Inspirations, yeah. I mean, it's interesting, man. If you guys should read some Masonic work. Like really read some Masonic work. Keith Nolan said, "You are talking right up my alley. 100% facts. The one consciousness is an eternal duration. I love discussions like this." Yeah, man, that's the only thing that makes sense, Keith. It only makes sense. That's the only thing that makes sense. It doesn't make sense that life can go away so easy and yet be so valuable. It's too easy to destroy. Like, that's the first thing that really got me. Like, hold on, you're trying to tell me that I don't have free will? Because mathematically, you really don't have free will. If you don't have free will, then how can there really be death? If you don't have free will, you had to always be in creation, at least as some part of a whole. Mason studied the original man, us. Yeah, I mean, I've read a lot of masonry. I've read a lot of Masonic work. A lot. Yeah, I agree with that. Born into a prison, yeah. But the prison is just a copy of what, like, I don't think you can ever really create anything out of what's in existence. So a prison is just a microcosm of the system in general, because they're just trying to create a mini world, because that's the only way, you know to live, man. I just think we give ourselves as human beings more credit than we deserve as being different from other animal species. And in a lot of ways, they're a lot smarter because their lives are a lot less complicated. But for some reason, we choose to really complicate ours. Really complicate it, fight, kill each other while we chase the dream of being one out of a million people that can sit around and watch everybody else suffer. It's just a funny way to see the world, man. It's a funny way to see the world if you reflect on it long enough. What is we getting fractal today? What does that mean? Whoa, what did I walk into? They still in like the system. Man, we just talking, we talking. I hope you enjoy the conversation. I'm enjoying the conversation. Anyway, so we got a little bit more philosophical than I originally intended to. When we die, do you believe in heaven and hell? No. Depends. Do you mean, do I think you're going to sit up there in a fiery pit with a colored man? Hold on, let me get this right. Listen to my question. Do you mean by heaven and hell, do you mean somewhere white? We're a white man with a white beard and white angels with white dresses? And white angels in white dresses are all hanging out? And hell being somewhere where some real dark complected failed angel lives who is going to punish me forever and ever and ever and ever? No, I do not. No, I do not think the darkness is below and the light people are above. No, I do not believe that. Matter of fact, I think that story is very racist. You're going to have to live with that colored dude down there, the dark red bloody one with the smoke and the brimstone. No, I don't. I believe you're in hell if you don't do the shit you got to take care of today. What? Like, you know what I mean? And so, nah, man. So, nah, I'm not, nah. I'm okay on that one, dog. No, I don't. I've never. Nah, I'm pretty safe on that one. Like, I feel like I can die and not believing that. I'm 100% okay with, because I don't believe that. But that is what people confuse for atheism. When people say, "Oh, I'm an atheist," that's because they say they don't believe that. If that explanation of God is the reason people are atheists, man, I don't believe. Man, look, dude, go fly a plane. Where's heaven? Is it up there? Where is it? We got spaceships. We got rocket ships going to the moon. We got satellites. We don't see no cloud with no white man up there. So do I know it's not up there? No. That's a fantasy of a child to make you go to. That is a story similar to Santa Claus, to make you act right and do what I say do. Those are stories. Do right and you get what you want. Do wrong and you'll be punished. That's what the slave master tells you. Do what you right and I'll treat you right. You'll be in my angels. You can come up and celebrate me all day. You can be with your Lord up in the master's house if you do what I tell you to do. But if you don't do what I tell you, if you do something bad, you know, old Satan with the whip and the overseer that's looking at you while you picking your crops. You want to come up to the big house with me. You want to be with the overlord down there. Nah, dog, I'm not rolling with that. Because you experience those consequences every day in your life. If you do what you're supposed to do, you're rewarded. If you don't do what you know you're supposed to do, or do things you know you shouldn't be doing, which is what? Logic. If you're logical, generally speaking, you do well. If you're illogical, you do things that are bad. Man, that's too much playing. What are you talking about? A Phenomenal Show said, how do you interpret black jobs? You know what it is. The cut of the money we get them niggas. You know what that is. That means that's the little piece of the pie that they give to the niggas. The black jobs. Hey, where them black jobs at? Here they go. Give them some black jobs. Segment up them black jobs. You know what a black job is. The one they giving the niggas. The one they decide to give to you niggas is exactly what the black jobs are. Manufacturing. In the manufacturing. But hey, you know what I mean? Really, a job is anything that a black person can get is a black job. Anyway, that's how I interpret it. When he says, oh, where are the black jobs? When they're talking about it like in a presidential debate, they're talking about what is the performance of a subsection of our general population, which is black Americans. How are black Americans faring in our economy? Is their jobless rates and all those other metrics similar to everybody else, or is it off? If the unemployment rate for everybody is, well, I don't know what, just say, I don't know what they ever are, honestly. Just say 5%. Then it should be 5% for black people. It should be 5% for white people. It should be right. Or there shouldn't be, if there's any differences, it should be demographic. It should be geographic, not demographic. You know what I mean? It should be geographic and not demographic if there's any differences. So if in that conversation, deep stuff, but truthful words, like I like it, makes sense. Thank you, Alden Johnson. No, but when you're talking about a black job, you're talking about the jobs that black people have, because black people need to be employed. And unemployment is a problem within the black community. So when he's saying black jobs, he's addressing employment in the black community, which, by the way, is what you want him to do. We want to know specifically about our jobs that black people will be getting. Oh, he said black jobs like our jobs is different or something. Negro, pick one. Do you want the Republicans to make sure we got a lot of jobs? Because guess what? The people in their party are the ones that own the businesses. The rich ones in the Democratic Party, they got a lot of business owners there. They can give a lot of jobs to inner city kids if they really wanted to find a way to do it. But they got to get it put in their interest. What are white jobs, black people? Because you know you out there working for them. Oh, he was referring to to jobs that were majority black before mass immigration. Who are you talking about? What jobs were that? What job? Hold on. You talking about the industrial plants that left? I don't know anything about Dr. Umar's school. Don't know anything about his school. Honestly, I've been out of the loop, man. I've been paying attention to boxing because I think a lot of people that talk about this stuff are raving idiots, and it makes my head hurt. So I thought I would just talk about something nice and dumb like boxing. But you realize again that it's the microcosm and the macrocosm. Everything that you experience in the boxing world, talking to human beings about boxing, you experience with people doing in politics. It's almost like we're carbon copies of other people, and we do the same thing they do based off our own interests versus their interests. And our human nature shines through in anything that we do. He never finished his school. Who? Oh, he never finished his school like Lamar. Omar is a snake oils. I mean, I'm not giving him no money. I'm not giving any of those people. I'm not giving anybody money to think for me that is not in a specific discipline. Ain't nobody an expert on fixing racial problems, man, because ain't nobody fixed it. If you want to know somebody's an expert on jump shooting, how many jump shots have they hit? How many jump shots they hit? How can you have an expert on on the solution of racial problems when the problems have not been solved by anybody? You realize that Martin Luther King and all those civil rights guys, they didn't get it done. What they can celebrate is the progress they made. The progress that they made. But not success, because it's still a problem. That's why I don't like people that call a lot of these black Republicans coons. Really, you should be saying Toms. You shouldn't be saying coons. But because some people just honestly are trying to figure out the problem, and they think that, hey, man, what we're doing doesn't work, so let's switch it up. And then the black establishment doesn't want you to switch up at all. They want to just keep working on the problem forever. Similar to like what Gavin Newsom did in California with reportedly trying to change that reparation bill from money getting paid to studies being done. Like, we ain't gonna pay for reparations, but we'll pay to study it though. We can study reparations for the next 6,000 years, but actually giving the money up, no, thank you. The answer is no. We just need for you to research exactly what we're saying no to. Gavin Newsom, that was hilarious. The progress that Dr. King regretted before his death. Yeah, you should have taken the funding. That's why the dude didn't like him at all, man. I'm telling you, man. Adam Clayton Powell did not fuck with Martin Luther King. He's like, what? He was like, what is this? I have a dream bullshit. I have a plan. How are we going to actually solve this shit? Why are you up here giving pastor speeches? Again, who was the leader? And no shots at Martin Luther King, but he's not an administrator. Man, we had an hour and four. Did you guys hope you guys liked the chat today, man? I really hope you did. That's how I interpret Black Jobs. But phenomenal show. What do you mean? I don't know what he meant when he said it. Is World War III around the corner? The World War has been going on ever since the World War never stopped. The United States has been in war with the world since 1940s, since the 1940s. It's perpetual world war. My entire life. But if you mean a major war between superpowers, no. Because they're not crazy. They a lot of things. They ain't crazy. They not. America is not power hungry, it's scared. It's not power hungry, they're scared. Sunchild. I honestly think the number one personality characteristic of American international relations is fear. We're afraid of everything. We're afraid of everybody. That's why you're everywhere and that's why we have to we have to go everywhere and watch everybody. And we have to have something to say about everyone and everybody. The real, you know what I mean? Like, that's the number one, is fear. Fear that somebody that the people where the old world is going to come over to the new world. So they need a lot of confusion in the old world, a lot of drama in the old world, so that there's peace over here. That's what they say. We're going to war over there, so they never come over here. We're just going to be on a starting shit journey. You know what I mean? For like it forever. So because we don't want this shit to come to an end. And there's some truth to it. There's some truth to the fear. There's real truth because they know how much murder and how much drama people will bring because they brought it here. They took over this country. So they know that somebody will come and do it to them too. Because that's what, you know what they say? Oppressors are always, what do they say? Tyrants are always on the lookout for the people that will eventually stand up to them. They're always on the lookout for it. Always on the lookout for it. Because they know that they mistreat people. And they see the mistreatment that they put upon other people. And when they're in their moments of contemplation, they know if those people ever get what I have, they'll do the same thing to me. And they have to think that because they have to justify their own behaviors towards other people. I'm telling you, it's a very natural thing, man. It's a very natural thing. And tell me if that makes sense to you. I don't want to be talking about my ass and y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Nah, the U.S. is really about that when it comes to warring. Oh, no, they're all about it when it comes to warring. But you know how it works, phenomenal show, like Mike Tyson says. It's like fear, but why are you up? Why do you always feel it necessary to stay so on top of it? Because we're always vigilant about somebody trying to come in and attack us. And it's so easy. That's phenomenal show. That's why it's so easy to sell people Venezuelan migrants taking over the city of Chicago. Oh no, they're coming. We knew they were coming. We know they were coming. Eventually they're here. Let's go get them. Pick up the gun. Let's go get them. Oh, no worries, phenomenal show. That's all good. I was just making sure, you know. I was just making sure. But look, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all for a little while today. Yeah, Mike Tyson was right. Yes, fear. Dude, fear will make an animal attack. That's why predators are less dangerous than prey. Did you know that? That oftentimes large human beings as risks to humans that like moose and buffalo and things like that are more dangerous than like a wolf. Because if you look at a wolf and you like kind of look at that predator, Depending on the predator, if it's like a polar bear, you're dead. But if it's like a black bear, if it's a black bear, you can stand up with a black bear, and a black bear may go away. I think, what is it? If it's brown, get down. If it's black, fight back, or something like that. If it's black, fight back, a black bear. If it's brown, stay down. Don't get up and try to make yourself look big. They'll attack you. If it's white, you're dead. Like, if you're a polar bear, if it's a polar bear, you're gone. Have you ever seen how big moose are? Incredible. Yeah, they're huge. Yeah, they're freaky big. But it's because they're used to being killed that they're going to try to attack you, because they're not going to run. Because they're really at fear for their life. So their fear is, they have a fear for their life. And when things are afraid for their life, they really lash out. The lion, the bear, they're not afraid for their life. They're just trying to eat. So they may say, they looking at you like, oh, if it's white, good night. Yeah, if it's white, good night. I think that's casual geographics. Anyway, yeah. Good stuff. But hey, man, I had so much fun, man. Can we get some ones in the chat? Can we get some ones in the chat? Just ones if you enjoyed it, man. Let me know if you enjoyed the conversation. We had 132 people. We had 80. Well, we got way more people on X. We got like 48 people in MH Black. We got 85 people on X. Wow. Yeah, the Venezuelan gang on YouTube. Okay, 85 on X. Yeah, man. But I'm out, man. There goes that clown. Exactly, bro. Hey, King, look, bro, I might block you the next time you talk about my numbers, okay? Because you're really trying to make me feel self-conscious about myself. I'm going to have a moment of honesty. You should try it, King. I don't like you bringing up numbers because you're trying to make me feel self-conscious about myself. I right now got 47 people on MH Blackwell and 85 people on. That's not a lot of people compared to the Fanon live streams. So are you trying to make me feel guilty because, I don't have 1 million people in here or something? Please stop trying to like make me think about my numbers, bro. I really don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. As a matter of fact, it's very rude. It's very rude to talk to a YouTuber about their views. It's not your business. Mind your business. But with that, I'm out. I try my best, Creator Travel. I can't make no promises. I can't make any promises about the negativity, dog. I can't, but I'll try my best. Anyway, man, y'all have a wonderful day. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.